Gentlemen, we're glad you're here. We're going to get this presentation kicked off here, and away we go. So with that, let me make sure we've got the sharing behaving. Yes. Just about the time I get back home, I'll finally have mastered this laptop screen. It's testing me constantly. All right. Before we get started, guys, one of the key things to always remind people of is the disclaimer. This is a very important thing. I won't read this whole thing to you, but I would encourage you to get a screenshot of it if you haven't gotten a screenshot of this, because it's a document that really discloses some very important information. One of which is Forex trading is risky. Trading anything in the financial markets, but Forex, metals, indices, those are risky instruments. And it's very important to never risk funds you cannot afford to lose. In other words, don't risk the rent money or grocery money. If you have discretionary money that you're willing to put at risk, you can earn some really fantastic returns. You also can lose it. So, it's important to disclose that so everybody is coming in with their eyes open and has proper expectation level about what this market can do. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Robert Burns. I'm from the Seattle, Washington area in the U.S. And you ask, wait a minute, I thought people from the U.S. couldn't do this. And the answer is that my wife and my daughter are both Romanian citizens. They are able to do it. So they allow me to play in this space, which I'm delighted about, because I'll get into why I'm excited about this whole opportunity. But both Anna and Alexandra are here in Romania, where I am. We're visiting her right now. Alexandra just had delivered a baby boy 2 weeks ago, and gave birth, and he's healthy and she's healthy and all good. My son is in the state of Montana. He's a happy young guy, and for fun, I'm into fly fishing and bass guitar. And in my professional resume, the common theme in most everything I really gravitate toward is financial instruments, things like Forex, things like real estate, crypto, trading in the financial markets in Forex and crypto. Also team building, internet marketing. I was doing internet marketing really before that phrase was coined. Just really have gravitated toward things in the computer arena since the mid 80s. So involved in doing lots of things technically since my hair was a different color. Here's what we're going to get into today. I'll go through what copy trading is. I'll share with you why this broker is a good one. Also, how you can get withdrawals out. My personal favorite item in this arena is being able to withdraw the money that I earn. And maybe even more favorite is what happens when compounding takes place. If you haven't seen that, that's quite an eye-opener. But to start with copy trading, it's a very simple idea. Copy trading is the ability to be able to have somebody else or something else trade on your behalf. What does that mean? That means you don't have to be the technical expert, the super duper trader, all kinds of expertise. All you have to do is set up an account, get aligned with a team that has access to good traders, and we're constantly working on that and trying to improve our game in terms of making good traders available and referring good traders to our clientele. And the beauty is it's super simple. In other words, once you're set up, you get the trader, and it's about as passive as it gets. You can go in and monitor your account from time to time. You can monitor it multiple times a day. That's up to you. You can do as you wish. But the central point is you don't have to be doing any of the trading. The trading is done on your behalf, and then you pay a fee that is, with most of the traders, is a percentage of the profit. And it varies somewhat, but I'll give you some typical examples that are common in this space. And you're only paying that fee if they have earned a profit. So it's a pretty cool deal. As far as the broker is concerned, this is a broker that I had been exploring for some time prior to running across Robert Russell's post on his Facebook wall, when I said, oh, wait a minute, that's that broker I already liked and I wanted to get an account with because I had done the exploration and done the due diligence to determine that this broker was getting very good reviews, was well thought of. In fact, they have 4.5 million clients in 169 countries. I won't get into all of their accolades, but there are many. You know, they're not winning these awards by accident. It's because they're good at what they do. They're also regulated in the country of Belize with the FSC. That is their license to trade, being headquartered in that country. They're also part of a arbitration commission, which is, excuse me, Matt, an arbitration commission that if there is a financial dispute with a broker, there are many brokers that are in that are really the top of the food chain brokers. And basically what they're doing is having a commission that if there is a dispute with one of the participant brokers, in this case, if you had a dispute with RoboForex and you prevail, and it's an independent arbitration organization that looks at the situation, and you're covered up to $20,000. If you prevail, they will cover you for $20,000. So something goes wrong with your account, for instance, and you think it's their fault. And it's really something that makes a statement about their willingness to be fair and do things properly. As far as the instruments that are traded by and accessible to clients on RoboForex, of course, Forex, not surprisingly. Cryptocurrencies are available as well, stocks and indices. And indices are one of the favorite instruments of many of us because there's a lot of movement there, but crypto is another popular area. And again, Forex is super popular. Additionally, there are ETFs, exchange traded funds. There are soft commodities like coffee, cocoa, sugar, et cetera. Energies, meaning oil, natural gas, ethanol, et cetera. And then again, another favorite instrument, and this is on the list of being trialed. There's nothing on trial about this instrument. I think we probably need to create a new slide because gold and silver, but gold in particular, is a very favorite instrument of many of us to trade. Again, some of the accolades here from the company. And what I'm going to move into now is the traders and give you some examples of some traders. And again, I just want to emphasize trading is risky. Don't put funds in you cannot afford to lose. It's very important to heed that disclaimer. These are some of the criteria that when analyzing traders and the ones that we're using for ourselves. And this is it's a simple equation. If we have money in the market, which we do, as people on the team, Robert Russell does, I do, we chat constantly, usually multiple times a day. We have groups where we have discussions about traders, and we're constantly trying to sharpen our axe. In other words, what are the things that we want to look for in a trader? Well, one of them is a stop loss that's tight, that drawdowns are low as possible, that their past performance is indicative of achieving good results, that they have a good win ratio, that they have a Telegram channel, that they're communicative. We look at the trading volume, the total number of people that are enrolled with them. These are a few of the things we look at. Again, keep in mind, we're putting our money in our account and we want them to achieve these same outcomes because we want our account to grow. Well, then that's the type of trader that we would tend to refer our people to, because we say, look, if I'm putting my money in there, you know, that's as big a statement as you can make, which is, you know, our personal funds are exposed. We want the traders to perform, obviously. Here's an example of one. This trader started, or this count started with MyFX book, which is a metric. It's a system of trading metrics that we use, and it's widely used in the Forex world. And it will show you things like what is the gain on the account, what is the daily return, monthly return, drawdown, and many other things. But these are some of the key things, not surprisingly why they're up at the top. In getting a quick evaluation, also you can see this curve is the way you want to see a curve. It's going up and to the right. Then there's occasional dips down on this yellow line, which is the drawdown. That's natural. You got to have some drawdown in order to make money. Here's an example of another graph that depicts what you want to see in a trader. In other words, up and to the right, and not some big white teeth, that are literally, teeth is probably a good word, because when you see that like that, that's taking a bite out of your equity. Here, no bites out of the equity, maybe some flat from time to time. And occasionally, if you've got a good trader, it's real life trading. They're going to have some losses from time to time, which is fine as long as they cut those losses short. You don't want somebody that's allowing losses to run and grow, into big hits on your account. That's not okay. Here's another example. This is shows you maybe a little bit more clear screenshot of an account. This account was started with 1,152 in deposits. It's up to $1,424, 26% gain. It shows you down here the weekly, the monthly, and the annual. And it also, if there is a trade on a given day, it'll show you, literally that day, that week, that month, and so forth. So it really gives you a good picture of the performance of the trader. Now, the other thing I want to get into, and as I mentioned, in kind of the overview, withdrawals is a critical thing, right? In other words, how are you able to withdraw? And in most places, you have access to Visa and MasterCard, and you can also go directly to your bank. There are other systems that are available, and in many countries, you have access to crypto also. In other words, where you can use these to make deposits and you can use these to do withdrawals. And one of the things with withdrawals is it's really important, and I'll show you this when we get into this section on compounding, which is coming right up. It's very important to do this to reduce your risk. In other words, if you have $1,000 in capital in, as quickly as you can, depending on your style of doing things, how quickly can you get that $1,000 back, and you're then trading on the profits that you've earned? That's an ideal scenario in terms of risk reduction. What I want to show you here is my colleague on the call, Robert Russell. This was some examples, recent examples of his. In other words, you see May 6th was a $382. Looks like this was a crypto transaction, but you see crypto, bank transfers, Visa, MasterCard. He's got the whole mix in here in terms of how he's withdrawing money in the country of Ireland, because he has these accessible. And I think he did this as much to show that there are multiple ways that you can withdraw money. And, it's a pretty cool deal. Now, what I want to get into now is something called compounding. And if you haven't seen this before, I'm gonna send you guys some information on compounding, the calculator that I'm using, and so forth. And I'll do that right now. You'll see this in chat on your Zoom account, so you can follow along later on and use this tool I'm about to show you, because it's a terrific tool. Let me get there. So let me ask you a couple of questions, and you guys can type this in chat. The first question is, what initial capital? Let's assume that you've gone through that phase that we all go through, which is, let me test the water. I want to test the water and make sure this thing is copacetic, that it's okay, that it's real. Let's assume you're through that phase. In other words, you've gained the confidence that you say, okay, now I want to start putting more substantial capital at play. What is that number once you're through that initial phase? What is the number that you're going to put in the market? Okay, I'd like you to type that in chat. Number two, what do you think is a rate that is a reasonable rate in terms of an expectation level of earnings per day? Now, not annual, not monthly, per day. What is your daily rate that you would use? And then lastly, what is the length of time that you would like to have that money in the market to evaluate it? Is it 6 months? Is it a year? Is it 2 years? I'd like you to type those three parameters in chat, if you would, please. And that way we'll have some fun with that, because there'll be a variety of answers, no answers right or wrong. It's just a matter of giving some examples, and then I can plug that into the compounding calculator, and you'll see exactly how that works. Okay, thank you for playing. I appreciate that. Let me get the participant list out of the way. Okay. Mike and Mike, I want you to make sure to look at this from the perspective of after you're through the test period. Because the number I'm liking better here is my Irish colleague's number. In other words, you're through the testing phase. Let's say that you looked at $2,000. Compound interest is not 100% realistic. Use it as a reference, guys, because we don't have consistent percentage every day. Right? Absolutely. Yeah. This is an example, and if you want to be more conservative, you can take a number and then chop the interest rate down. So that's Augustine. That's a very good contribution. Thank you. 0.5%, 12 months. And Mike Trainer, what is the capital amount you'd like to have in us, assuming you're through the testing and you can start with a trading account with many traders.
100
with as little.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you can start with $100, as little as $100. But what I'm going to ask you to do is, okay, let's assume that you've traded for however long enough with that $100 account that you have confidence. You go, okay, this is working. I like this. What's the amount you'd put in at that point, assuming you're through your testing phase?
I think I put in about 1,000 maybe.
Okay, that's a good number. Let's work with that, and then I'll show you also Robert's number. Let me get back over here to the presentation for a moment, and I want to show you a number here, 0.84%. This was a real number, 0.89, and this goes up and down to Augustine's point. Daily it changes, but you have to look at some number as a starting place, and I'll show you the difference even in a small percentage difference in those percentages. So this is again the calculator I sent you in chat. I'm going to put in Mike's number here of 1,000% or $1,000, and I'm going to use 0.84%. And notice this is daily, okay? Not weekly, not monthly, not annual, but daily. This is where you really start to see the horsepower of compounding. Let's say for a year. Whoops. And now, what do you think on this question here where it says include all days of the week? Yes or no? And the answer, I'm going to help you, is no. And the reason being is the Forex market only trades 5 days a week. Now, if you trade some other instruments like crypto, you might get away with trading all days. But in this case, I'm going to just choose most Forex instruments are only traded 5 days a week. And let's say for starting out, Mike, you want to have 100% of the money reinvested. I'll show you how you can use this in just a second. But let me. Here's the drum roll. What do you think this $1,000 is going to turn into in a year at that interest rate? Go ahead and type that in chat if you would. What do you think that 100 or that $1,000 turns into? $6K. Okay, we've got a contribution, 12,000. I like your number, Mike Trainer. Okay, let's see what the answer is. And again, this is just math, and this assumes that you're earning that 0.84% every day. Wow, look at that. Somewhere in the middle of the two, you've got an $8,800 capital value. You put in $1,000 by May of 2024. If you were earning 0.84% daily, all 5 days of the week, and traded constantly, that would be your account value. The purpose of this exercise, guys, is to show you the power of compounding. I mean, where can you get a 787% return at the bank? I'll wait. Right? I mean, if your bank is anything like the banks I use in America, I mean, they're barely paying 1% in most cases. So this is unheard of. And yes, there's risk. That's how you earn these kinds of returns. You must take risk in order to get that kind of return. Now, what I want to show you here, remember you put in $1,000, and if you left it in, you didn't do any withdrawals, it's going to take you at 0.84% until sometime at the end of September to double your money. In other words, from now until then, by then you'd have $2,200 in your account. A lot of people will look at that and say, okay, now wait a minute, I put $1,000 in. If I took $1,000 out, I've completely removed my risk, and then I'm trading, in this case, $1,213.70, but it's the house's money. It's your profit. You've gotten your money back, so you've gotten the return of your initial investment if you do that. Now, could you take it along the way? You could, but it's just going to take longer to double. If you just leave it in and compound until then, and then at that point you remove your capital, that's the quickest way. It's up to you. It's your money, your decision. Let me show you what happens if you said, okay, I want to take as much as I can out along the way. So I'm not going to reinvest 100%. I'm going to reinvest 5%. That's the highest number. Meaning you're taking the highest number that you can take out is that. So I'll just show you what the impact of that is. You're going to now have your 1,000 turn into that, but along the way, you've taken cash out and you're at $2,200, but it's going to take you a year to do that at that rate. So you have to choose how you want to do this. I'll show you the difference now in just changing the rate a little bit, because we saw that other number was 0.89%. I'm going to go back here to 100% just to show you the comparison of the rate computation. Remember we had $8,800. Now we have 10,100. That was just 0.05 difference in the rate, 0.84 to 0.89. And look at the difference in the outcome as far as the value. So what does that mean? That means this number really matters. If you can find a trader that is getting 1% a day with high level of consistency, and we have them, we're engaged with traders that are doing this. In fact, there's some that are doing way higher than that. I like to show you these numbers because it creates a realistic expectation level. The numbers that you're seeing on the screen are actually a trader that's a robotic trader that we're using, and they're getting good results, real consistent, but not the out of the park, wow, knocking the skin off the ball results, just predictable, good results. And we have some traders, some of whom are on board that we're really liking. I mean, really got great results. The last few weeks, we have a trader that is in the docket that once we get him nailed down, which should be any day, and I don't want to speak out of school, but this guy is a stud. He is really, really a killer trader, and I'm crossing my fingers that we get him on board here pretty quick because he's getting just stunning results. Those will be the exception. And one of the things to look at when this, evaluating this whole process is to look at diversification of traders. In other words, if you have a trader that is getting really, really extraordinary results, that's great, but they're going to have a bad hair day from time to time. It's probably better to have 3 or 4 traders that you use, spread your money out a bit in that manner. And the reason for that is that most days, not all the traders are going to have a bad day. One might have a bad day, but the other 2 or 3 won't. That's the whole thing is diversification. So with that, I want to get into that shows you how compounding can work. And as you saw, you can figure out with that tool what is suitable to your style and what is to your liking in terms of how quickly you take money out. Do you take it out right away? Do you take it out as soon as you can? Do you take it out after it's doubled, and allow a lot of reinvestment to take place? Up to you. It's your money. But a common theme in all of that is something called de-risking. What does that mean? De-risking is where you have the return of your initial investment, the seed money that you put in. The quicker that you can get that return and get it in full, the more you've reduced your risk. In fact, when you get it back, you've completely reduced your risk other than the time investment you've made in the process, which isn't much. So it's a very, very powerful system and a very powerful tool set financially. So we went into that. We went into compounding. So what I've covered thus far is copy trading, the solidity of the broker, the fact that you have access to withdrawals readily and that your money can compound literally daily. Some other things that I want to draw your attention to, we have an event that happens every Monday, and that is at 8 p.m. GMT. It's a class that helps people get up to speed called the Master Class on how to get all of this stuff working. And Robert Russell and Tony get into how to do that. Also on Monday, and Robert, help me with the time here. I don't want to speak out of school. What is the time of the presentation like this one that happens on Monday?
So that one there is 8 p.m. UK time.
Okay. And what is the time of the other presentation on Monday that's the one like this one?
So that one has now been switched to Tuesday morning.
Okay. So in other words, we have one on Monday, which is the master class, and then Tuesday we're having one at exactly the same time as this one.
Yes.
Perfect. And then Wednesdays, guys, we have a presentation in the evening, 8 p.m. GMT, or depending on where you are in the world, it may not be evening, but that's the time. And it's an opportunity presentation like this one. And then each Saturday we have this one at this time is now wrong. I'll have to change that. This one is at 9 a.m. GMT, and we follow it with a Q&A and an enrollment session, which is similar to what we do on Monday. In other words, we want to help people get plugged in. If you like what you've heard and you want to test the water, I'd encourage you right now to request the link from whoever referred you here, and we can help you get signed up. If you want to try it out, you can try it out with many traders with as little as $100 and test the water and see if you like the way this whole thing works. So I'd encourage you to get a message to your introducer, your sponsor, whoever referred you, and get their link, and we can help you get started with that. Now, I want to show you the affiliate and partner program. This is completely optional. Excuse me. This part of the program is something that you don't have to do ever unless you want to. And what happens a lot of time is people will try it out, they like it, and we can't keep them quiet. It's like going to a good movie, you tell your friends about it when you see it. This is a similar idea. And really what I want to show you is that it's simple, it works. You can withdraw your money, you can add it to compounding, you can go withdraw it and make a car payment, or whatever it is you want to do with the money, it's your money. But you have the latitude to do this literally on a daily basis if you wish. And this is something that's such a cool and powerful thing. There's no payout limits. You can have daily payments, as I said, no restrictions, pay for all closed trades without any limits, no bonus restrictions, 24/7 support, and really, really good analytics. Here's the 4 ways that you earn. Number 1 is your own trading stuff that you're doing with copy trading, meaning you're a participant as a client, you earn some returns. There really should be a 5th way on here, and I'm going to suggest that we probably ought to make this slide updated. And here's the one. Let's call it 1A is returns that you're enjoying from copy trading. 1B is you decide, hey, I'm going to take the bull by the horns and I'm going to learn how to trade, or you already know how to trade and you want to be a copy trader. You can make money from that also. I'll show you that in just a second. Then the affiliate part, you receive a percentage of what the people that you directly enroll, whatever they earn, you're getting a piece of that. And that piece varies depending on the trader, and what the trader is doing as far as offering a specific percentage split with you. But there's 2 basic ways that we earn. One is from the people that you refer your directs to, the specific traders. The other way is directly from RoboForex, where you get a percentage of the fees that they charge. And then lastly, there is a bonus that takes place on a monthly basis depending on how much you earn from number 3. So let me give you some examples. This is an example. Let's say somebody has gone through their initial testing phase and they go, okay, I want to put $5,000 in here. I want to see how this thing will, when you're doing this, you've already had a pretty good idea how this works. And so in this example, let's say your $5,000 made 23% in a month. I'm not suggesting you're going to make 23%. I'm not representing that. It may be more, it may be less, but let's just use 23%. That would be an $1,150 profit. The trader charges 30%. So you're going to enjoy $805. This is one example of a trader split. They vary. This is a fairly common one, but some charge more, some charge less. But in this example, you take home $805. That's your net trading profit. Now, let's say from an affiliate standpoint that you do that same thing. Your people come aboard, and you tend to have people that do what you do. You've got some friends and they go, well, how'd you come in? Well, I tested the water a little bit. Then I came in with $5,000 in my account once I was comfortable with it. And let's say 5 of them come in and do that. There's 25,000 of assets under management. Let's say they also hooked up with that same trader that week, that month, and that trader got 23%, that would be a $5,750 profit. Multiply that times 0.3, that's $1,725. And this trader said, hey, I'll split with you all that are affiliates and you refer customers to me. I'll split that 50-50 with you. You make $862 from your clients from the trading split that the trader is offering to you. So, you made money here on your own trading. You actually made a little bit more money just by referring clients just on the trader split. And now here on this part, this is wild. You actually get paid, and you get paid quite a bit through 5 levels, a percentage of the fees that RoboForex charges to clients for the trading, meaning the spread on the instruments and so forth. And something that I want to just share real quick, because it was just a coincidental thing today. I was scrambling around this hotel that I'm at, and Robert Russell said, hey, you won't believe what happened today. And Robert, I'd like you to share that directly. I'm kind of ambushing you here a little bit, I know, but if you would share what happened to you today on the 5-tier part of the compensation, because there's no better story than this one as far as I'm concerned.
Hey, Robert, I wasn't thinking you're going to hit me on the spot, but you did. It's just like, as it says, Robert's on about the 5 levels deep there. This is from like your directs, bringing in directs, bringing in directs. It's what RoboForex charge everybody in our community a small trade fee. So if you had 50 people in your team and the trader did 10 fees or 10 trades, that's 500 trades in your community. So you will get paid a small amount on every single one. What I'll do now, I'll show you what I get paid in the last. No, do you want to know what I did do? I actually moved these funds out. But better again, I took a screenshot. So I'm going to share the screenshot with you, if you bear with me. I can have this set up. And
he's making us wait here. Are you getting that? I mean, come on, out with it.
This was my biggest up to date. It was just incredible.
Hang on a minute. I got to kill my share here. Sorry. Go ahead. You can share now.
I'm just going to go here and try and get it.
I was stunned, guys, when I heard this morning. I started with congratulations, and my second sentence was, I hate you.
Okay, as you can see, on yesterday I had $150 of commissions. This morning there was over $1,000. So that is from 2 days in my 5 levels deep.
Here. That's a remarkable result. So over $1,000 in one day.
Yep.
Is that right?
Correct.
So this is a new high water mark for you. Is that also right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
And guys, he's not that further ahead of me or you or anybody on this call. He's just been at it a little bit longer, and he's busy. He's a worker bee, this Irishman. He's out there telling people about it and enrolling people all the time, but it's nothing earth shaking. I mean, he makes money with his account. He shows people the account and says, you like this? You want some? And they go, yeah, that's it. I mean, it's a simple business, and it's just doing it and being consistent. His biggest power, his biggest secret, power weapon is he's consistent. He's working, working. No big surprises. And if you're willing to do that work, this could be a result that you could enjoy. Now, am I saying you're going to? No, I don't know, because your work ethic may be different than his, your skills may be different than his, but what I do know is it's possible, and I'm going to catch him. That's the thing. I mean, it is possible, and it is able to be done. So nicely done, Robert. Congratulations. Okay, let's see about bringing this in for a landing here. So this also is a cool thing. So from what you just saw on his screen, we could look at his numbers and quickly show you how this part works. If you earn between $100 and $500, you get an extra 10% bonus that happens monthly. So that would be $50 maximum. Robert is somewhere in this number here. He earned $1,000 in a day. Well, just on that $1,000, he's going to earn 150 bonus, let alone what else he earned the rest of the month. Whatever the number is between 500 and 30,000, you get 15% bonus up to that would be up to $4,500 on the first of the month each month. Then once you start getting beyond this number, you get a 20% bonus, which starts at $6,000 at the beginning of each month. And with the way things are going in this business, I'm so excited. Guys, I totally misjudged this when I initially came in on this business. I kind of was dismissive of it. It isn't that much money. I was wrong. This is really, really a powerful part of this whole system. So affiliate example, you just saw one. Couldn't have a better one. And again, it's simple. It works. You can add it to your trading, or you can withdraw it. You can add it to your compounding. You can do whatever you want to do with it. You can have it literally go into your trading account if you wish and have it instantly compounding the following day the minute you earn it. Or you can transfer it over to that account. It's up to you. So if you're interested in going ahead or you want more details, I'd encourage you to get together with your introducer or your sponsor. What we're going to do now is a fun segment of the call. We're going to do a drawing, which we'll keep the stream on here for a minute. We'll do a drawing, and then what we will do is we will get into Q&A and helping people enroll after that. So how many guests do we have on the call today, Robert?
Okay, so I'm going to say this. So at the minute, we have Mike, and we've got Mikhail. So folks, if this is your first time on the call, you were invited. This is your very first call. Could you put your name in the chat, and we will enter you in now for a draw. The draw is for $100 RoboForex funded account. So John Lester or Cindy, is this your first time on RoboForex? Okay, so wealth creation, that is their first time. So we've got wealth creation, we've got Mike, we've got Mikhail.
Okay, hang on just 1 minute. I've got to get situated so I can get these names entered into our special drawing tool. This is the American game show segment. We got to have some game show music, Robert. We got to up our game here.
We have to.
Let's see here. Hang on a minute. Wheel of names. This is the Wheel of Fortune, ladies and gentlemen. This is fun. Okay, here we go. Let me get this back turned on. I've got to get some of the previous drawing names out of there. Okay, give these to me if you would.
Okay, Mikhail is first.
And is it M-I-K?
Yeah.
A-E-L?
Yes. And then we have John.
John. Okay.
Then we have, let me see, I don't want to miss anybody out here. We have Mike, M-I-K-E.
Okay.
Then we have Michael, M-I-C-H-I-E-L.
Okay.
I just want to make sure I'm checking everybody out here. Mikhail. We have, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Are we missing anybody, folks?
Now's the time. Don't be shy. If you're a guest, you have really good odds today. do have a 1 in 25 right now.
Well, I think we have
$100 on the line. Do we have any other guests? Mike Block is
John,
smiling. Both are
John.
No, Cindy Bray.
Hello?
What about Cindy Bray?
Sunday, are you new on the call?
Been on the call all the time.
All right. So you're in RoboForex already?
No, I was just listening to your call. I've been on here all the time with watching you with Mike and Russell and Robert.
Okay, so you're right. So you're not in yet, so we can put you into the draw.
Yes, please.
Okay, so we have Sunday and we have Mr. John Lester as well.
Okay, I've got Mikhail, John. Is that John Lester, the second one?
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Okay, Mike, Michael, and Cindy. Is that everybody?
Yes, we're good to go.
So we don't have a second John. It was John that we had already
Yes.
entered. That's my question.
Correct.
Okay. I need a rim shot. Hit the symbol. See, we're going to make up our own music until we actually get the game show host music going on, but you guys can play along with me. Are we ready? Are we ready to rumble?
Yeah.
All right. With no further ado, here we go. Click.
Good luck, everybody.
Oh, it's looking like John. John is the. Let's see if it's official.
Yes.
We have a winner.
Ah.
Nicely done, John. Okay.
Thank you.
Excellent,
Easiest $100
John.
you ever made. Fun stuff.
Congratulations,
And
John.
this,
So I think that is Mike Trader's downline. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Nice.
nice sponsor.
nice.
Excellent.
Well, and here's a couple of things, guys, just to remember. Mike was playing heads up football today. You know, he got guests on the call. It's easier to get guests when you're giving them money, isn't it? In other words, it's not hard to invite guests and say, "Hey, show up. You might win $100." And you have pretty good odds, as you saw. You had a 1 in 5 chance today to win that drawing. And thank you for the generosity of Robert Russell to do this. But remember, invite guests. Get them here. You don't have to do. I mean, let me ask you a question, John. And this is with all due respect, Mike, not to have fun at your expense. But John, could you do what Mike did so far on this call today?
Pardon? Repeat, please.
Could you do what Mike has done on this call? Could you do what he's done on this call today?
Oh, yes, I'm already thinking that way.
You're
Mike
qualified for this.
Mike and I have been
You're qualified for this, right?
Mike and I have been together for many, many years.
I have fun at Mike's expense, but my point is, if you simply can bring guests, Robert does the terrific presentation. I do my best when I do these. I try to, and if you can bring guests and put them in front of us, we will try to do our best to help you enroll them. But also, there's this bonus, which is this drawing. That, I mean, it's a pretty good deal, right? You can now test the water with zero risk, John.
Yep.
Didn't expect this morning.
Not a bad deal. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the share or the stream rather, and then we can get into any Q&A that we need to. And